Before heading out for an extended road trip, Awak Kuir and Izzy Harrison and the rest of the Wings look to get back on the winning track before the hometown fans. It's the Wings and the Sparks in a rematch. It's no surprise Wings second-year point guard Ty Harris competes at the highest level. In 2017, she and current teammate Alicia Gray were national champions at South Carolina. Saturday, Harris tied her career high with 13 points, and she's shown the ability to run Vicki Johnson's offense and play defense too. That will be especially important tonight as the Wings face six-time All-Star and 2016 League MVP Nneka Ogwumike and the surging LA Sparks. Arike Ogunbowale and Marina Mabry, they put together 4 straight 20-point games each. The Wings will need that tonight as they face the LA Sparks. As we welcome you to Arlington, Texas in the College Park Center, home of the Dallas Wings. Of course, the Wings opened the season with an impressive win over LA, and tonight they look to make it 2 in a row over the Sparks. Hello again, everybody. Along with TCU head women's basketball coach and former WNBA player Reagan Peebly, I'm Ron Phil. And Reagan, one thing the Wings don't have to worry about is scoring. They are number 2 in the league in that category. But the focus this week in practice for Vicki Johnson, the head coach, has been defense. She said they need to take pride in that.
Yeah, well, look, BJ knows what she's doing. They're giving up an average of 90 points a game, so they're going to need to carve some time out and practice for defense. And defense isn't defense if you don't rebound. And if the Wings can really lock in that space, get better and grow, which they will, that gets them to the open court, which clearly they've got all the horses in the barn to be able to score a ton of points.
Well, they also have horses in the barn coming off the bench because Ty Harris, she's been off the bench in all but one game, and she has shown great improvement from her rookie season.
Yeah, second-year pro out of South Carolina, Ty Harris is doing a great job. She's providing more than minutes. She's providing points. She's heading downhill, coming off of handoffs, making great reads in the paint. But the other thing that she's doing is she's getting the scores the ball. She's had 2 games so far, Ron, where she's had 7 assists as the backup.
Well, for LA, they dropped their first 2 games of the year, but they've come back to win their next 2. And what's kept them together is the glue of the team, Nneka Ogwumike.
Well, excuse me, let me put some respect on that name. Madam President has been given core designation for the LA Sparks. And the reason for it is she's the core of what they do on both ends of the floor. Nneka can score, she can defend, she changes shots, but she also leads this team in so many ways. The Sparks coming off of back-to-back wins at Chicago, and Nneka Ogwumike, Madam President, is a big reason why.
Well, tonight it's the dynamic duo of the Dallas Wings versus sister of the LA Sparks. Starting lineup, opening tip on the other side of the break. Dallas Wings basketball is brought to you by Novatech, the Metroplex's managed IT and office technology experts. And by American Airlines, official airlines of the Dallas Wings. You are why we fly.
Hi, my name is Charlie Collier, and I'm from Baytown, Texas. One of my favorite things of being a part of Dallas Wings is the family camaraderie. 3 things that people may not know about me are that I have a 6'8" younger brother, that I like video games, and I like to swim.
And we're getting to know Charlie Collier. She will be making her start again tonight. You look at the numbers on her. In that opening game of her WNBA career, she had the double-double, 11 points, 10 rebounds. And VJ, Coach Vicki Johnson, telling us that's what she expects from Charlie Collier every game. Let's take a look at the starting lineups. Brought to you by Texas Life Insurance Company. Los Angeles, because of some injuries, they're going to make a couple of changes. Taya Cooper, former Lady Bear of Baylor, will be getting her first start of the year, 4th of her career. Nia Coffey, also her first start of the season. Nneka Ogwumike is going to be out tonight. Still has soreness in that knee. They want to take precaution with that. For Dallas, it'll be the usual starting 5, Mariah, Arike, Marina, Kayla, and Charlie Collier. The way they started against Phoenix, I think Vicki Johnson probably says, ladies, we got to go out there and throw the first punch tonight.
Well, yeah, we're going to talk about keys to the game later on, but that is a huge key to this game, that they get a strong start. One of the mistakes LA made in the first game is they gave a young Dallas team a chance to build confidence early. and they can't allow that today if you're LA.
Well, the head coach of the LA Sparks, Derek Fisher, in his third year, 18 seasons in the NBA, most of them with the LA Lakers. Won, of course, 5 NBA titles. Also had some time with the Dallas Mavericks. And to his right, you can see former Dallas Wings coach Fred Williams, one of the assistants, the other Latricia Trammell, the pride of Seminole, Oklahoma. And there is Nneka Ogwumike. She got popped in the nose in the first half in the Chicago game on Sunday. And she went over to the sideline. They were reviewing it, did come back, shoot the free throws, didn't start the second half, but came back. She's tough. How about your keys?
Well, yeah, again, we talked about the strong start, but another big important one is limit the turnovers. And we'll talk about this throughout the game, but LA is about as aggressive as they come defensively in this league. They've been turning teams over 26 times, 28 times. And last but not least, keep LA off the free throw line and off the O boards. In their victories, they get to that free throw line 18 times, Nneka being the one that does it the most. And the O boards, whenever you got an Ogwumike on the floor, you better box out and keep them off the glass.
And our officials tonight, Roy Gilbey and Tiffany Bird and Blanca Burns, and we are underway. And the Sparks will have it. Here is Christy Tolliver, the veteran, won a title when she was with Washington. Right down the tunnel, off the glass. No, Charlie Collier touched it, but last touch by the Sparks, and Dallas will have it.
Well, if I were to add a fourth key, which our producer doesn't allow me to do 4, understandably why.
Why not?
But
does he know who you are?
It would be to keep Erica Wheeler in front of you. Don't allow her to get by you, and that is a tall task. Nobody for Chicago could do it yesterday or the other day, and it's going to be a big key for Dallas's defense.
And Wheeler had 17.7 assists in that ball game. Inside, Collier point blank, can't get it. Here comes Taya Cooper, played with the Lady Bears of Baylor, and in college, she proved to everybody she had a jump shot and a three-point shot. Nneka Ogwumike on the inside, and Charlie Collier puts up the hand and whistle for the foul.
Now we're going to see early that Nneka gets that inside positioning against Charlie Collier inside. And Nneka's balance against contact is one of the things that makes her so efficient and effective inside.
Well, she had a move against Chicago on Sunday that just cleared out the lane, and she got the foul and the 2. Almost looked like the same move on that play.
She's just swatting flies out there.
She really is.
On my way.
You know, one of the things you learn about Nneka Ogwumike, you spend some time with her, is her demeanor. And her demeanor has changed somewhat this year. Talking to the coaching staff of L.A., she understands this now is her team.
Well, again, we talked about it in the opening that she received that core designation, and that's for a reason. 10th year in the league, and Nneka is now the star. Candace Parker leaving and going to Chicago helped pave that way. But honestly, I think this is something that is well past overdue for Nneka Ogwumike. She is as valuable to a team than anybody, I think, in this league is to their team.
What a pass from Mabry inside to Kayla Thornton. Gets the 2 and the foul.
I don't know how many more hard falls that Kayla Thornton has in her body left. If you ask her, Kayla Thornton says, I got all kinds of falls left in me. In fact, she thrives off of this type of physical play and contact. And what makes her so great is that she can hit the ground like this and she gets back up and stays just as effective. She might give you a grimace, but that heart's still pumping.
Well, we saw her twist her ankle twice in the last game on Saturday against Phoenix. Came back from both. 4 straight games, KT has had double-figure scoring. Her career record is 6 consecutive games.
See a little over-the-top action that really tries to compromise some off-ball defense early. And it's another way you can head down that tunnel because so much off-ball defense is moving.
Ogwumike, number 2 in the league in scoring, averaging over 23 points a game. Oh, wide open 3, doesn't make him pay. Sparks will have it.
I love watching Vicki Johnson on that sideline with her young guards.
Yeah.
There is no panic button available to Vicki. She doesn't want one around her. She's not going to do that. She has too much confidence in what she knows. And part of what she knows is what this team is capable as individuals. It's just a matter of bringing it all together.
Shot clock at 8. Tolliver over Jefferson got the three.
That's when Christy Tolliver's her best. Shot clock's going down, game's on the line, possession's on the line. She's going to hit those shots.
Mabry has it rejected. Coffee playing outstanding defense. From the outside, Coffee, a little strong. Collier pulls it away.
Dallas doesn't want to give her too many free looks. She hit the bucket, maybe, of the game for LA against Chicago the other night in overtime.
From the baseline, Kayla Thornton.
We know about the scoring presence of Enrique and Marina, but it takes a three-headed monster to be really unstoppable offensively, and KT can be that.
Cooper read that perfectly as Agumake slipped everybody. Coach Dallas lost to Phoenix Saturday 89-85, and after they settled down, they really won the final 3 quarters of that game. The problem is they didn't stick to the game plan.
That's part of the growth process of a team, is retention of game plan and execution of it.
Up ahead, Wheeler. Mabry tried to put a body on her off-balance shot. Mariah Jefferson out with a rebound. Agumake, a little Ogumawai, a little hesitation. Inside, Collier rejected again by Coffee. Her second block already tonight.
Can't get discouraged or deterred. You got to know that those are going to fall. Stay at it.
And the three is buried.
Well, again, the start is going to be so important to this Dallas Wings team. They can't allow this lead that LA's starting to creep into get too big.
Nice pass inside to Thornton. Boy, Mabry has threaded the needle twice so far tonight. Cooper with a left hand, got around the D.
Great teams understand that how to stop momentum is attack right back like that. And LA's IQ and experience showed right there in that possession.
Thornton. Shot clock inside at 10. Mariah off-balance shot over Tolliver. Rebound pulled away by Nia Coffey. Fourth-year pro out of Northwestern, having an outstanding year. And Derek Fisher telling us earlier this week, it's because she just works so hard. Agumake, baseline.
Arakneka. I don't know if I'm ready for Space Jam 2 to come out right now, because Arakneka is the key villain in that new movie, and she's the key villain for every team that's got to come out and play against her in the WNBA.
Nneka Agumake coming up, firing away, Reagan already 4.
Yeah, and this is what we're talking about. Arakneka taking names.
Stand up to cancer night inside the College Park Center tonight, where the Sparks lead the Dallas Wings 14-7. Dallas Wing fans, stay connected to the team all season long and get inside access and up-to-date news. Make sure you follow at Dallas Wings on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
Well, Kayla Thornton has shown up big time for this Dallas Wings team early. She's 3 for 3 and 7 points so far. She's been in double figures in 4 games of the season so far, and she's already about there, and we're not even halfway through this first quarter. KT's performance leadership is crucial for this team as they're navigating their way through this 4-game losing streak, where they've just been so close to getting some wins. This team is just right there, and KT needs to just keep showing this team how to go out and win.
Well, Ty Harris has checked into the ball game, number 52 for the Dallas Wings. Talked about her in the open, comes off the bench, and she can score. Izzy Harrison also in the lineup for Dallas, number 20 in her 5th season. Mabry, that'll be an offensive foul.
I just love watching Mabry.
I know.
Because, I mean, the attitude is like level 10.
Right.
But it's I just love it. It's not an attitude that as a coach you can't stand. It's an attitude that when you know the nature of it, it's a competitiveness and it's a fire. I'll take that any day.
Agumake inside this time around, Izzy Harrison.
Well, Nick, his positioning inside has just been way too deep. There's nothing anyone can do about that at that point.
Only one game this season, the Sparks have shot better than 40%. That was the last game versus Chicago. That's going to be a block. Christy Tolliver doesn't like the call. And Brittany Sykes will come off the bench, and Sykes likes coming off the bench. And Derek Fisher, talking about her, said she just provides so much energy, and she's a defensive spark off the bench.
Well, I see what you did there. Defensive spark.
You like that?
I like it. I like it. I think what I really like about Sykes right now is how focused she is on big impact. She's got a big-time lofty goal that is very attainable. She wants to be Defensive Player of the Year after getting second team all defense in the W. She wants to be an all-star as KT picks up the hand-checking foul. But I think that's capable, and she's been very vocal about those goals, and her coach, Derek Fisher, says go for it. He doesn't want her to be bashful about goals like that.
I'll tell you what, watching her when she came out for warming up about an hour and a half before the game, she worked extremely hard just on her shot. That's going to be a whistle. And they're going to call it on Kayla Thornton, and that's bad because Kayla Thornton 3 for 3 shooting. The rest of the team 0 for 9, and now she's got 2 personal fouls.
KT's telling Vicki Johnson, I got this. And as a coach in these situations, it's hard to call. You got to trust your experienced veteran leadership out there that she's going to understand how she needs to guard in these possessions while she remains in the game with 2 early.
And again, Vicki Johnson telling us this week, got to stay in the offense. Don't settle for jump shots. Inside, Harrison, pump fake, got 2.
I'm telling you, the more Dallas keeps the ball in Mabry's hands and lets Enrique play off the ball, I think we're just going to continue to see efficiency go up. Mabry makes such good decisions with the ball in her hand. And understand, this replay is not showing the whole picture, but there was a long, hard hedge by Amanda Zawibi trying to disrupt her vision and her spacing, but she stays poised and finds that tunnel, finds the open layup.
LA turned it over. They've turned it over 20 times in each of the last 2 games. Collier trying to get position, and I think they're going to call it on Amanda Zawibi, who's playing in just her 3rd game of the year. Had some back problems. Told us this morning her back is okay. Played 35 minutes, I think it was, on Sunday.
See Enrique substitute back in the game for Mariah Jefferson. And again, right now you've got 3 potential point guards on the floor. Anybody that can do a lot, and that's Mabry, Harris, Enrique. They can do a lot on the offensive end, but the challenges are, what are you going to do? What kind of effort are you going to bring on the defensive end?
Sykes on Enrique Ogunbowale, and that was a great defense by the Sparks.
Well, listen, that defense was knowing your shot clock.
Yeah.
Their primary ball screen defense has been a hedge and a switch, but Amanda Zawibi recognized that the shot clock was down and there was not enough time for a pass, only a shot.
LA outstanding at forcing turnovers. 3 of the 4 games they've played, they forced over 25. Zawibi for 3. That foul will be on the Sparks. And it'll be on Taya Cooper. That'll be her first personal foul.
Rebounding's physical, and it's about early positioning here. And I love how a player like Izzy Harrison is willing to play above the defense to rebound. So many players just stay on the ground, but she went after it right there, which allowed her to get that foul drawn.
Rhea Holmes has checked into the lineup. She started the last game on Sunday versus Chicago. Boy, it is getting physical. Mabry outside, rattling it. Her first field goal of the evening. Mabry, 120-point game before this season. She's had 4 straight this year. Holmes out of West Virginia can't get it to go. Harris looks to push it. Gave it a little Pele action. That's going to be an offensive foul call.
You know, I've seen so many of these illegal on-ball screens called, and it's happening a lot on the college women's game, on the WNBA level game. We're going to see Derek Fisher get a timeout here. Something's got to happen. It's happening too much that this foul call is being made, and either the players aren't understanding it. There's a disconnect, and it's got to get figured out because ball screens are such a huge part of the game.
And it's on all levels. Let's take a look at the WNBA scoring leaders. Tina Charles, and we were talking before the game, and what did you say? She's having just a monster year?
I called her a monster. Like, she's a monster right now. And those numbers are incredible, especially considering Elena Delle Donne is out. We'll see if they stay when she returns that high. But, man, she is performing.
And then Brianna Stewart in at number 3, Anaja Laney at number 4, and Marina Mabry at number 5. Nobody that covers the WNBA would have predicted Marina Mabry averaging over 21 a game.
Well, the NCAA doesn't allow me to bet on it.
Yeah, really.
I'll tell you, it's not a bet I would have made.
Well, we talked about scoring. Now let's talk about rebounding. Jarquel Jones did play last year in at 10.5 points. Brianna Stewart right behind her, followed by Griner and fouls. Kayla Thornton, though, checking in at number 5.
Yeah, huge. And like we said, defense isn't defense if you don't rebound. I don't care what kind of system that you play. It's going to end most of the time with a shot, and you've got to clean it up on the glass. And KT doing her part for Dallas.
You know, you look at the Sparks team, only 4 players are back from last year. And you look at the wings with all the new faces they have. In talking to both coaches, both teams are still trying to find their identity. LA getting a little closer to it.
They are. A lot of people started to panic when LA started 0-2 and lost to Dallas in that first game. But you got to understand, there were 3 key players that hadn't played a game since 2019 for LA. And, you know, that being Ogumake, spacing off of a few of their names. Sykes, Coffey, Zowie B are huge off the bench, but Shanae, Christie, and Wheeler were all 3 players that have played since 2019.
They're going to call that an offensive foul on Enrique.
We got to take another look at this one, and I'm sure officials sometimes wish they could take another look in the moment. That was just an illegal screen by Izzy Harris, and not getting set, but smart by the defender. That's IQ right there, knowing that if that screener was not set and how to run into that player.
Wiped off the three-pointer by Enrique. Maybe that'll get her going. Wheeler, nice move. Holmes can't get a handle on it. Lost it.
That's what I'm saying. You got to keep Wheeler in front of you. Somebody has to disrupt her vision and stay in front, whether you're switching or keeping a drop with the post player. That's not going to cut it.
How about that? 2 different color shoes. I do that, but it's not intentional. Have you ever walked out of the house and looked out and went, uh-oh?
Well,
come on. Okay, I'm old.
I'm trying to help you, Ron.
Well, you're looking at your shoes now, which is really funny.
My chair has fallen through the cracks, literally, so I'm a little distracted over here.
I like the style, though. I may have to do that.
It is kind of a cool style. I mean, you can, when you do it the next time on accident, now you can say it was on purpose.
Yeah, exactly. Ty Harris is my hero. I'm just following her. Sykes on the drive. Right hand, left side basket. Awak Kawir, by the way, has checked into the lineup for Dallas. Number 28, the rookie out of Finland. And Mabry answers.
It's the main problem I see with Dallas's defense is they're too porous on the ball. They allow people to get by. They don't grit in and keep that ball in front of them and take pride as Amanda Zowie B finds the bottom of the net from the three-point line, and that is a strength of that woman's.
Well, the first 3 years, she averaged 20 three-point attempts a year. Last 3 years, she's averaged 77 three-point attempts a season. She added that to her game 3 years ago.
Yeah, let's not forget, she spent some time here in Dallas. It wasn't very long, but I remember coming and watching this Wings team when they first moved here from Tulsa, and she was fresh out of college, and I thought, man, this woman is going to be really, really good. And things didn't work out for her here, but she's definitely developed into a legit pro.
Enrique is going to be fouled on the play. She's the first player I met the opening practice for the Dallas Wings.
Yeah, coming out of Minnesota, she was a little bit of a undervalued player in the draft, but she's definitely increased that value every single season.
She came over from New York. Enrique will go to the line. Already, we're still looking for her first points of the ball game. 2022 Dallas Wings season tickets are on sale now. You can join the Dallas Wings family today. Visit DallasWings.com and click on tickets or call 817-469-9464 for more information. Next year, this place will be open completely. Right now, attendance is limited to about 3,000. And a good crowd on hand tonight.
One of the challenges I think that Vicki Johnson has, and a lot of the coaches in this league have to navigate through, is how do you get a player like Awak Kuir acclimated? You don't have a lot of practice time, so you almost have to force feed it in the course of games so that she can get that confidence. Everyone can see how special she's going to be as the Dallas Wings here trail by 5. Coach, welcome to the second quarter. Talk about the first quarter and the challenges on the defensive end that you're seeing.
Well, I think NECA got off to a good start down there, so that was tough for us. I think we may need to bring some help, a little bit of a hedge, maybe some kind of trapping on her, because she was just really going to work.
You're seeing right now after this first quarter as you trail by 5 that Marina's doing some really special things coming off of the ball screen and keeping Enrique a little bit more off the ball. Is that intentional or an adjustment just to how they're playing you?
No, I think that's just what they're in the flow of doing right now. It's really no restriction per se, but she's doing a great job, and I think Marina makes really good decisions and things like that, and has the ability to make tough shots.
Well, good luck this second quarter, Coach.
Thank you. Have a good one.
All right, Marina Mabry already with 4 assists. Her career and season high is 7. Wings trailed by as many as 9 in that opening quarter. And again, it's almost the same story. They get down and they have to kind of crawl back and scratch back and get back into the game.
Well, it's never been out of control or out of reach so far, so I think that's growth right there. But I like how the assistant coach for the Dallas Wings, Kelly Raymond, says, I think we might need to bring a little help on defense.
Yeah.
On NECA. And, you know, I mean, it's sometimes coaching is like master of the obvious, right?
Exactly.
And you just have to state what is obvious to everyone in the gym. If NECA's on the floor, she's going to get the ball. Bring a double.
Like to see Mariah Jefferson on that drive. She has fought so hard to get back in shape. Has overcome a lot of adversity. Says, I'm not listening to the naysayers this year. Awak Kuir, looking for her first WNBA points. And there is Marina Mabry. Not a surprise. She averages over 6 rebounds a ball game. And a whistle and a foul. Let's go back to the last basket by Mariah.
Yeah, well, again, just some good spacing opened up a wider seam for Mariah to be able to catch that and then turn right downhill almost off of a curl action. And, you know, one of Mariah's challenges with her size is sometimes finishing, but she can get creative there.
You were talking about getting like Awak Kuir, just 19 years old, playing time. Vicki says, I'm going to throw her into the fire.
Well, here's the fire: ball pressure, speed somebody up, you know, and that's going to be an adjustment. You talk to these players and you ask them, what's the difference between basketball in Europe and over here in the W? And they talk about just the pace of play and the physicality that is permitted and allowed here in the WNBA is a lot more than over in Europe.
Mabry, splash! And we are tied.
Yeah, putting your shooters on that backside is going to help open up a lot of decisions.
And now the Wings with an opportunity to take the lead. Mabry's hit her last 3 field goal attempts. Ball will belong to Dallas. Nneka Ogwumike quickly back into the lineup.
Well, again, when you've got a player like Mabry, you can move her around the court like a queen on a chessboard. Put the ball in her hands, put her off the ball, put her on the backside, on the strong side, in the tunnel. And no matter where you put her, defense has to account for her.
Bella Allery was open for a second. Enrique outside, rattles it home. Starting out 0 for 3, shooting, gets her first field goal of the night.
LA talked about improving the length and athleticism out of their wing spots as we see Coffey look to hit that three. And that's why you see players like Sykes and Coffey on this LA roster right now. It's helping them defensively.
Hooper, Allery swats it away. It'll belong to the Sparks. Bella Allery was contending with Nneka Ogwumike, then had to worry about Cooper.
Well, great block by Allery, but I think also a heads-up play by Cooper, not touching that ball and recognizing it was going to go out of bounds, their ball baseline.
Allery led Dallas in blocks last year with 19 offensive foul. On the Sparks, will go the other way with it.
Little bit of momentum shift here for Dallas as they've come out of that that quarter. And I think really a big part of it is just a little bit more emphasis defensively. They've gotten some boards and held transition a little bit deeper into the paint, moved it side to side. That ball movement pays off.
You know, when you talk to Vicki Johnson about this team, and she and I were talking the day after the Phoenix game, and she said, you know, my system was built for 9 players, but we don't have that because of Satu Sabale, Alicia Gray, who will be back when the road trip starts, which is good news, last game without him. But it's taken some adjustments to try to get that system fitting with what she has.
Well, Pat Riley used to say, still says, build a system off 9 players, rotate 8, but trust 5.
Exactly. Exactly.
So, I mean, I think he knows a little bit of something about basketball, Pat Riley.
My favorite Pat Riley, Rileyism. We were talking one time and talking about things that were happening in our lives outside of basketball. He called them peripheral opponents. I've always loved that line.
Facts.
Mabry stops, pops, tried to splash it. Allery kept it alive. Enrique. Weir just overjumped it. Here comes Sykes. Sykes with a bump and no basket, but a foul's going to be called. Should be on Mariah.
I think we're continuing to see Sykes' confidence on that offensive end. Yes, she values herself and knows her role as a great defender. She steps up and performs that. But she also has a goal to be first-team All-WNBA, and defense isn't going to get you that. You got to also show what you can do on the offensive end, and she wants to be more consistent there. She's definitely, I think, growing in that in this season, this 5th year in the W.
Well, she had an abdominal contusion last season in 2020. You know, you read the book on Brittany Sykes, and it's attacks off the dribble, cuts to the hoop well, and wants the tunnel. We've seen all of that tonight.
That's a player executing her role.
Yeah.
That's all you can ask.
Dallas up by 1. Mabry gets a step on the defense, pull up at 15. They're going to call that an offensive foul.
Well, you got to believe there might be something in the scouting report about getting this call on Mabry. That's 2 times that she's gotten this call, and I've seen it out of her a little bit in previous games. It's how she kind of handles some of that ball pressure and somebody in front of her protects it. So, you know, as teams I usually believe it takes 3 games to really pick up on players' tendencies. And here with the Wings, she's getting more playing time than she's gotten anywhere, almost doubling her minutes. So there's more film to be able to go see how she handles different situations.
Well, she just picked up her 2nd personal foul. Chelsea Dungy's checked into the lineup out of Arkansas. Nneka Ogwumike, no. Weir takes it away from Amanda Zawi B. They have gotten away with an extra step. Enrique to the hole, can't get it to go. Wheeler on top. Tolliver launches. Tolliver nails the 3. Her second of the ball game. Christy Tolliver's had only 5 points in the last 2 games. 6 already tonight. Dungy. Mallory doing a nice job tonight in her limited minutes. Mariah for 3.
Love it when those O boards turn into 3-point plays, either with the putback and one or the kick out to open shooters.
Wings regain the advantage by 1. Zawi B finds the little piece of tape on the floor, plants her feet, can't get it.
A lot of youth on the floor right now for Dallas with Dungy, Awak Kawir, and Bella Allery.
Yeah. By the way, Dungy, that was only her 3rd WNBA field goal attempt. Shot clock at 5. Shot clock at 4. Jefferson pull up over Tolliver, in and out. Oh, I love the way Sykes pulled down the rebound, immediately looked up. Wanted to see if there was anything going down quickly. That's one of their keys in this ball game.
We're going to see strength be exposed right here on Awak Kawir with Nneka posting her up, digging out, good deep positioning.
Jefferson takes it away from Bella Allery. Talking to Bella earlier this week, she was telling me that she knows her role on this team. Bring energy, play defense. Bella inside over Amanda Zawi B. Count it.
Okay, Bella, you playing for something right now. Performing. These players know roster cuts could be coming. They have to come for the Dallas Wings. So players like Chelsea Dungy, Bella Allery, Dana Evans are all going to get opportunities to really show what they can do. Caps off to BJ giving them these opportunities.
Absolutely. Bella did a good job of taking the baseline away. Closing in on 4 minutes to play here in the opening quarter. For 3, no. Wings lead it by 3. That's been their biggest lead. LA's led by as many as 9, and Coach Fisher wants to call a timeout and talk about it. Mariah Jefferson, though, coming alive offensively. Already 5 points in the ball game, including 1 from beyond the arc. Vicki Johnson coaching her players up. They lead it by 3, trying to make it 2 in a row over the Sparks. Show us your Dallas Wings team spirit. Shop for all the latest and most popular Dallas Wings apparel, including the new Explorer jerseys at the official online store of the Dallas Wings. All you have to do is visit shopdallaswings.com. That's shopdallaswings.com. Get all the newest gear to cheer on your favorite team in the WNBA. And we talked about Alicia Gray and Satu Sabali coming back. Congratulations to Alicia Gray, one of the qualifiers for the Olympic 3x3 basketball. And I think she's back in the Dallas-Fort Worth area right now, but she has to go through some protocol. But congratulations, Alicia, going to the Olympics.
Yeah, that's huge. Getting to wear USA on your chest and represent the U.S. in the Olympics is, just a phenomenal opportunity. I know they wish they had her out on the court right now here. She was a huge part of that victory for Dallas in Game 1 against LA, scoring 23 points.
That was her only game she played. Immediately went overseas to Austria as Cooper misses the shot. And Alicia, Satu, we look forward to seeing you when you come back to Dallas after this extended road trip you're about to go on. That's a bummer. I was kind of hoping to see everybody together. Jefferson, 5 points tonight. Her season high is 8. Dungy. The 3. LA has been out-rebounded on the season by over 11 a ball game.
Well, they're definitely trending in that direction right now, getting out-rebounded by 5 early.
Oh, nice defense by Dungy, getting the hand in there.
You mentioned that was the 3rd field goal attempt for Dungy. And what a role difference for Dungy compared to her time at Arkansas to here. What got her on the floor a lot of time at Arkansas was the fact that she was like 3 shot attempts per minute. And here, what's going to keep her on the floor is her ability to defend and take good shots on the offensive.
Christy Tolliver is on fire tonight. 9 points in the ball game. She's had only 1 game this season with double figures. Getting back to Dungy, I asked her, I guess it was Sunday or Monday, about that coming off the bench. She goes, it's mental. I've got to condition myself to doing that. Oh, Mariah! MJ is alive and well.
Mariah Jefferson, you know, she just talked about how excited she was to play with VJ again, and that was a place that she really kind of got her career in the WNBA started, right. And that can create such a comfort level and confidence for a point guard.
Now Cooper stepped on the line. It'll be Dallas's basketball, leading by 4. That's their biggest lead of the game. Mariah having a big night.
Well, look, VJ and Mariah go back like babies and pacifiers right there.
This is a Commissioner's Cup game, and those of you who are not familiar with the Commissioner's Cup, it's the first season we've had it. Each team will play a total of 10 games with their division rivals, and with the highest winning percentage, we'll be meeting the East versus West on August 12th for the Commissioner's Cup Championship. $500,000 in prize money available. And speaking of Commissioner's Cup, that's called a segue, ladies and gentlemen. That is the Commissioner of the WNBA, Kathy Engelbert, and she is going to be joining us at halftime, and we were visiting her with her before the game, and we both walked away, and I've met her a couple of times, and you're just so impressed of what the job she has done. And that'll be on the American Fidelity halftime report.
Yeah, home run hire.
Yeah.
Home run hire. I mean, touchdown, however, whatever analogy you want to put on it, she has been an absolute rock star in this position. And I mean, really, I just think she's just getting started. There's so much growth that's already happened in her short tenure, and you can just see the vision she has for the W.
Just the sponsors that she's brought aboard, and the two of you were talking about it, and boy, I tell you, she's got more ideas. She's not done yet.
Oh no, not at all. They didn't bring her in just to be a flash in the pan. She's got long-term visions and willing to put the work in for long-term relationships.
Izzy could have gone to the left side, but Nneka cut off the right side. That's a kick. And Kayla Thornton back into the lineup playing with 2 personal fouls. She and Marina Mabry both picking up 2 early on in this ball game. 2 minutes to go here before halftime. Dallas with their biggest lead of the ball game at 4.
And we're going to see LA really test the foot speed on-ball defense of Dallas.
From the outside, Wheeler can't get it. Thornton pulls down the rebound. All Vicki Johnson wanted from this team tonight. Come out with energy, play within yourself and the scheme. Harris, no. Kayla, offensive rebound, that's big for Dallas.
We talked about LA. That's been a little bit of an Achilles heel for them, is how they've not done a great job on the boards, as we see again. Dallas's guards just looking to be able to attack right down the middle of the lane and get into the hole. Ty Harris.
And that's something Derek Fisher has really had a lot of pride with, is his defense, and we saw that late in the 4th quarter and in overtime against Chicago on Sunday. They turned it up a notch.
Oh, you do. Absolutely. Brittany Sykes, as we see, she's getting ready to come in the game with Amanda Zawi-B. She got 2 key steals on the ball against Chicago to help seal up the victory. But what LA does defensively is they put so much ball pressure on their opponents. And that can be sometimes a little bit of smoke and mirrors. It's a first layer challenge for the offensive player. If you get past it, though, get into that second and third layer, that's where sometimes LA's defense doesn't always come through.
Well, one thing that Coach Fish told us, he said the defense was disrupted against Chicago. They wanted that to carry over tonight. Final 105.
I would call their defense, as we see Erica Wheeler taking not a great shot, but I would call their defense high risk, high reward. You know, again, it's successful and they turn people over.
Aren't you glad the rim is round?
Yeah, they turn people over, LA, 26 times, 28 times, but if they're not turning you over, they're giving up sometimes some high percentage shots.
Wheeler just 1 for 8 shooting here in the opening half. Zowie B sets the pick. Nice ball movement. 3 on the way. Sykes can't get it. Dallas will have it. 3-second difference shot of the game clock. Don't forget the American Fidelity halftime report coming up. We will have Kathy Engelbert, the commissioner of the WNBA, with us.
Really good clock management happening right now by Mariah Jefferson.
Enrique inside. Kayla fouled with 3 to shoot. 5.8 to play.
We're going to see, again, just some good little action. This little pitch to a downhill attack forces Christy Tolliver to become more engaged with Enrique than she was with her own player, Kayla Thornton. And then just, losing sight of her is what caused the foul.
Dallas has not led at halftime this season. And with 5.8 left and their biggest lead of the game, they're going to have their first lead at intermission.
Important possession here for Dallas. 5.8 seconds is a lot of time for a team with the explosiveness of Erica Wheeler heading up court.
At the buzzer, shot goes. No, and there'll be 0.7 of a second left.
I don't think Erica quite realized the time that was still available. I mean, Erica is a player that can go from one baseline to the other baseline, I swear, in less than 3 seconds when she turns those jets on.
Kayla at the buzzer, off the glass, doesn't get it, but KT, first half of 9 points and 5 rebounds, and for the first time this year, the Dallas Wings have the lead at intermission. They lead it by double digits, 38-28. And the big story has been Mariah Jefferson, Coach.
Well, yeah, Mariah Jefferson's just done a great job. We're going to get a chance to speak to her just about the role that she's performed and asked to play for a Vicki Johnson squad.
And Mariah Jefferson joining us now. Mariah, you have been outstanding offensively tonight. That's kind of what all the work was put in the offseason, so we could see that tonight.
Yeah. I mean, it's a tough game. You got to fight a lot, especially when you've been injured. But for me, it's just about taking it one game at a time and one day at a time.
Mariah, talk about the poise and lack of panic that you all had to show, having a slow start to now being able to go into halftime with a lead.
Teams are going to punch us every time they come on the floor. They think we're young, but we're not. So we have to come out, just take control of the game. We can't get too rushed. We can't panic. Just take our time, run our offense, and we'll be okay.
Mariah, outstanding job in the first half. Good luck the second.
Thank you.
Mariah Jefferson leading the Dallas Wings for the lead at intermission. Dallas leads at 38-28. American Fidelity halftime report coming up on the other side. Dallas Wings basketball is brought to you by the Dallas Wings Community Foundation, deeply committed to addressing the needs of our community through awareness, programs, and resources.
Welcome back to the College Park Center, where the Wings have a 10-point edge over L.A. Coach Johnson, you talked about the importance of rebounding this game and keeping them off the free throw line. You got to be happy with those numbers.
I am. I'm very happy. I'm happy with the energy we're playing with, the team effort. We're not playing perfect, but we're playing hard.
Well, if you were playing perfect, I don't think you guys would be here on this earth doing it right now. So
exactly.
Go pursue it, though.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Now the fans here love it, and it is loud. It kind of reminds us of a couple of years ago inside the College Park Center, one of the loudest arenas you want to be in. And these fans are hungry for a win, looking for their first home victory of the season.
Well, the starts to quarters are so instrumentally important to these young teams in the league, and experience sometimes shows in these moments on both ends of the floor.
One thing Vicki Johnson told her team this week, pay attention to details on both offense and on defense. The steal by Wheeler. She'll have the easy layup, and that's not a way you want to start the second half.
Again, high-risk, high-reward defense out of L.A. They're going to run through passing lanes. They're going to trap ball screens, as we see right there. They're going to do everything they can to dictate, disrupt, and get that offensive player on their heels.
8 turnovers for Dallas. They had 26 in the first meeting between these two teams. And as mentioned, LA, 3 of their 4 games, they have forced 25 or more turnovers by their opponent.
Watch how many times LA's really like linebacker rushing a quarterback. They're trying to force their decisions to be faster than they're ready.
Once again, Shanae Ogumake not playing for LA. Bad pass, Mabry into the hands of Tolliver. Nice bounce pass, Cooper to the hole. LA starts out on a 4-0 run, and Vicki Johnson may call the timeout.
She's going to want this ball to get past half court. See where her team's at. She's trying to call timeout.
Yeah.
For some reason, the official wasn't giving it to him.
Well, Vicki Johnson, as soon as they took the ball out, was telling everybody we're calling a timeout. Finally got it. We've played less than a minute here in the third. Dan Hughes, the head basketball coach of Seattle, announced his retirement, and here's what Dan has done in his career. Won the WNBA title 2 years ago. Actually, he was kind of an assistant last year because he was not allowed to travel to the bubble. We'll give him 2 titles, though. But he is a guy that you're close to, I'm close to. We're going to miss him not only coaching, but also seeing him at games and chatting. But we're still going to call him for advice all the time.
Oh, yeah. But his influence is going to continue on, absolutely. I mean, Vicki Johnson right here was a former assistant and player of his. James Wade, the head coach of Chicago. Brian Agler. And let's not forget Becky Hammond, another coaching legend right now, who's had the influence of Dan Hughes.
Enrique, no. In fact, Dan Hughes told Vicki Johnson he wanted her as a player, and then when he got her as a player in San Antonio, he said, if you ever want to coach, I'll find a place. Nneka Ogumake can't get it. Here comes Enrique Ogumbawale.
Well, when you get to know Dan, you know that his word is everything.
Ah, what a nice pass from Jefferson to Thornton, and KT's in double figures with 11.
LA get into a little swing action here, and this creates a lot of two-man between Christy Tolliver and Nneka. It's a tough combination to defend because they're both scoring threats.
Boy, Collier and Nneka going at it, and they both tumble down. Nneka is tough, and you're not going to see Nneka or any of the Ogumakes get up and put on a little show.
No, and again, what I just respect so much about Nneka as a player, and we can go on all day about it as a woman, but as a player, let me tell you, her balance is always on point. And so in those physical altercations, I'll say, like, she's going to get the benefit of the doubt for me all the time.
Absolutely. Foul was on Charlie Collier, by the way. Taya Cooper, little shake and bake. Scoop, no, as the shot clock goes off. Here comes Dallas, still leading by 8. Jefferson wide open. Collier had position, got it, leans inside. Yes, Charlie Collier, her first 2.
That's as simple as it needs to be for Charlie. Get yourself down around that rim. Get your hands up. Get a second chance opportunities. You got to think that 60% of all the plays are for you as a post player to go get an offensive rebound, as we see Charlie get caught on a hold on Nneka. But truly, 60%. There's going to be probably 60% of the possessions are misses. Go get the O-board.
Charlie Collier picks up her 3rd personal foul. I think saying it was a hold was an understatement. It was a grasp. Tough to guard.
Well, Nneka's doing a great job of initiating all the contact inside, and that's going to keep you under control.
Tolliver lost the handle. Last to touch it. Dallas has it.
Great timeout by Vicki Johnson. And you can always tell if a timeout was productive, not just by the first possession, but I think really what are the 3, 4, 5 possessions after that timeout turning into?
Dallas had an outstanding second quarter. Marina, oh, we've got another round rim in the building. Mabry with 8. Lead goes to a dozen. Biggest lead of the ball game for the Dallas Wings. Wheeler. Nice job defensively. Thornton showed. That's going to be a 3-second call.
Well, again, Mabry with the ball in her hands has proven to be very efficient. And again, I think it's because the scorers are off the ball, and she's taking full advantage. What's so quality about Mabry is the decisions she makes. She doesn't take a bad shot. No. And you see very few turnovers coming from her.
I loved on that defensive end how Kayla Thornton just showed like she was coming, and that really caused the 3-second. Ogumbawale, no. And it's going to be Dallas's basketball. Enrique just 2 of 9 shooting.
So
but we've seen that happen before.
You see what she just did? It's a dead ball. The ball kind of went her way. She went and took a shot on a dead ball just to see the ball go down. We haven't seen that enough out of Enrique today, but I'll tell you what, I've liked seeing her off the ball this game a little bit more.
Shot clock at 2. Got to put it up. Kayla at the buzzer. Marina Mabry, great position, and draws the foul.
Erica Wheeler's going to have to disagree and object to this call. But we're going to see, again, the physical play inside by Mabry. She's not afraid to kind of get into a Royal Rumble down there.
Mabry already with 7 rebounds in the ball game, tied her career high with 8 rebounds in the game versus Phoenix. Nice feed. Mariah, go to the line.
Mariah Jefferson saying, I thought you knew what that play was, LA. She found a little counter to it, set this little pin down zipper screen, and the defense was so worried about everybody else. Great inbound pass. Mariah Jefferson with the and one. Or let me say this, with the and one opportunity, that's one of my pet peeves. I just did one of my own pet peeves. When people say and one and you didn't finish the layup, or they say and one and you haven't even shot the free throw yet. It's an and one when you make the shot and you make the free throw.
There you go.
Right. I mean.
And what's my pet peeve? One-handed passes.
One-handed passes. And wearing 2 shoes that don't match.
Yeah, I won't say and one ever again now. I won't be able to do it.
Say it if it happens.
Okay. 14-point advantage. Here's Mariah again. Already a season high in points. Thornton on Zawi Bino. Collier fights for it. Got it. And scores.
Simple. Simple. Keep it simple. One of my favorite phrases is live simply so others can simply live.
There you go.
And you don't need to complicate the game. Charlie Collier can make herself elite as an offensive rebounder. She can score probably 6 to 8 points a game just off of that action right here. We see KT get a shot, and Charlie does a great job drilling that defender, Nneka Ogwumike, under the rim, so Nneka could do nothing with it. It's Charlie's O-board. And then again, when Charlie Collier gets that left shoulder wrap.
And that's a 10-0 run for the Dallas Wings. You want to remind you the next home game will be coming up. It's going to be a while. It'll be June 17th versus Minnesota. And they'll be on the extended road trip, but at 7 o'clock on June 17th, the Lynx come to town. And don't forget, be sure to tune in to Valley Sports Southwest or CBS Sports Network to watch. And there is Simone Augustus. She played last season, was going to play this year, had a workout, said she did like 46 reps, got in her car, said I was so tired I couldn't turn on the ignition, and I knew it was time to retire. But what an incredible career for Simone Augustus.
Yeah, Coach Augustus is, I think, not only did she find her stride as a player clearly with these highlights, but she's going to find her stride as a coach. I'm so glad that she decided to stay in the game in this kind of way. And let me tell you, if you're an LA Sparks and you're an LA Sparks guard, could you ask for 2 better mentors right there than Simone Augustus and Derek Fisher?
Great defense by the Wings. Sykes just lost the handle. There was a quartet of players around the Sparks on that possession. And that's going to be a foul called on Sykes. I get a little bit of sense of frustration now by L.A.
Well, yeah, I mean, LA is coming into this game probably with a little chip on their shoulder, a little bit more confidence. They lost to Dallas in game 1. People were kind of talking a little mess about LA after that loss, but they righted the ship a bit, and I think they came into this game thinking this was going to be a dub.
Mariah lost the handle, and it'll belong to LA.
There's a lot of basketball left in this.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we got a whole quarter and a half, and an explosive scoring team LA has the potential to beat.
LA comes in averaging just under 75 points a ball game. Dallas averaging over 90 points a ball game. Everybody thought this would be offense versus defense tonight. Nneka tied up. Good job, Arike.
That's great defense, recognizing where the ultimate threat is. Arike guarding Sykes at the three-point line means she can congest in and help keep that ball out of the paint. That's the threat right there, the point of attack. Got to stop it.
Arike doesn't even go for it. Nneka tips it over to Wheeler. Wheeler left open. That's a 2 off the mark. Here comes Arike. Wings have numbers. Arike tried to bounce it in to Kayla Thornton. It was kicked.
Why not make it? No, why not try? I think
Why
that's
not?
perfect. Like, why not go for that?
Yes.
The late Jerry Sloan, who I think is one of the best coaches ever. I got to watch him in practices a lot. And one of the things that I just learned from him a lot was he talked about positive turnovers and how sometimes there can be a turnover that actually will create a lot of good looks for you in the future.
That's a good point.
Yeah, and Arike giving up the ball in transition, I'd say would be a positive turnover.
Well, Zoe B got a piece of that one, and we'll go the other way as we're inside of 4:35 to play here in the third. And Mariah puts up the hand. I did it. You know, one of the things that Vicki Johnson wants her players to do, and we go back to the 9-player rotation, she says, I want you to come in and play 4 to 5 minutes hard. I don't want you to have to play 10 minutes. You know, she wants you, when you're in there, kind of like a hockey shift almost.
Yeah, well, what she is trying to prevent is people playing conservative, complacent, and she doesn't want them to conserve.
Inside Zoe B.
Great passing, interior passing there.
Well, they doubled up Nneka Ogwumike right on the catch, but it was good ball movement. Mabry, that's a tough shot, rims it. Zoe B, the gift with the rebound. Turnover. Arike. That's going to be an offensive foul. She stuck the left chicken wing out and made sure Bria Holmes wasn't going to get anywhere near her.
So not only was that an offensive foul there, but it was nearly a technical, and I think Roy, official, was very close to calling it. Instead just gave a delay of game warning to Arike for tossing that ball.
Now, it was very obvious. I mean, you saw it coming.
I think that's great officiating, and just recognizing the moment and not overreacting, and you know, just really acknowledging what these players are going through, even within the course of a possession, nonetheless a whole game.
Shot clock at 3. Cooper fires away. No. Rebound pulled away. Nneka with the offensive rebound and put back. She's in double digits now with 10.
Nneka Ogwumike is on my Mount Rushmore. I can't even hide it. I fangirl Nneka Ogwumike. She's just incredible as we see nice ball movement by Dallas, ending with a 3 by Ty Harris. I watched Nneka on The Shop last night, and she just getting to hang out as we see another 3 by Amanda Zoe B. But Nneka just is hanging out with Jay-Z and LeBron James and Bad Bunny. I mean, she keeps some pretty good company right there.
Okay, I knew two of those people.
You don't, let me guess, Bad Bunny was the one you don't.
No, Bad Bunny I thought was a cartoon. I may be wrong. I think my grandson reads that book. Cooper on top. Amanda Zoe B can get him back into the game with that 3-point shooting we talked about. And here comes Arike. gets the handle. Harris wisely will hold it up. Marina, they left her open for three. Doesn't make them pay. Izzy crashes into Zawi B, and that'll be a foul on Izzy Harrison.
Well, what Dallas is doing a great job of right now is getting these defensive stops, whether they're coming off of loose balls, 50-50s, coming off of defensive rebounds, and they're not just pushing in transition, but they're flattening the defense of LA. And that's being done by rim runners, by wings getting out wide and getting all the way to the baselines, ball getting kicked up, and that's opening up some good looks for them in transition.
LA averages about 23-point attempts a game. They're already at 19 in this contest. And Kayla Thornton will be whistled for the foul, and that'll be number 3 on her.
Well, Bria Holmes is a product of the Big 12, and unfortunately I had to be on the wrong end of some of those attacks by Bria Holmes, and she was really excited to get here to LA. She was just not very confident, not very comfortable in her previous organization, and she really believed that Derek Fisher was going to help her find her best self as a basketball player.
Of course, Reagan Peebley, the head basketball coach at TCU, and Bria Holmes talking in a Zoom call today. She said, you know, I haven't found my rhythm yet, and you can't forget that coming into this season, she hadn't played since last September. So she's just starting to get going. And, of course, she played for the legendary Mike Carey at West Virginia. He pays me to say that.
He's a legend in West Virginia.
He absolutely is. He is. He is.
I'm teasing. I love that man.
And this time, Holmes with a rejection. Good timing by Bria Holmes. That's her second block of the year.
Well, good defense is going to include good rotation, and Bria Holmes didn't give up on that play and recognized with Mabry on a catch with space, you need to sell out on that closeout.
Bella Allery back into the lineup, has given the Wings some good minutes tonight. Harris, Sykes, good defense. Just swats it away, then pulls it away. Boy, Sykes just, if she clamps down on you, you're not going anywhere. Holmes, no. Everybody trying to time the rebound, and Zawi B comes up with it. The product of sweep. 1:20 to play here in the third. Boy, Zawi B just has it taken away. I thought it was going to be a travel call. Harris, Mabry to the hole. Count it!
Get your stop and get running. And that's exactly what Dallas is trying to do. But in that possession, LA stepped up and was able to take the charge. And this was a great, smart play by Taya Cooper. And it's busting up the play after the pass, which is very much within her right as a defender. She had her feet set, and Ty Harris had the responsibility of recognizing that and being more under control off of that pass.
Well, the basket waved off, but the Wings still lead by 11. They've led by as many as 16, all coming in this quarter. The three, right back into it, drilling it from the outside, Nia Coffey. 6th from beyond the arc tonight for Los Angeles, and the lead's cut to 8. Let's see if Los Angeles, like they did against Chicago on Sunday, turn up that defense. They got a lot of pride in it. Mabry's pull-up way short. That's one thing Derek Fisher was talking about after that Chicago game, how they were disruptive. He said the team is starting to understand defense. They're understanding pacing, and first couple games of the year, they were thinking instead of playing. Now they're just playing.
Well, I'll tell you, I think the other thing that's really working well for them is that trifecta that comes off the bench for them, and Amanda Zawi B and Brittany Sykes and Bria Holmes. I mean, right now, between the three of them, I'm not very good at math, but I'm pretty sure that they're near 40 points for LA between those three players.
Well, the bench for both teams didn't do a whole lot in that first half. Both teams were just 2 of 10 shooting in that first half, but they've come alive in the second half.
I'm clearly bad at math. I was totaling their minutes, not their points, but they still are producing a heck of a lot of points coming off the bench.
I did
for
that last
LA.
game.
I'm not used to we don't get the stat sheets with the COVID protocols right here, and so we're going off of this computer screen, and I'm just not cool enough to make that adjustment.
Althea Cooper gets the free throw, and with 21.6, shot clock turned off, Wings lead. Cooper now 6 points, 3 rebounds. Wings will go for 1. Awak-Kuir in the lineup. Harris thought about it, then takes it, then makes it. And that's a 3. Cooper has it rejected by Awak-Kuir. And that's the way the third quarter will end. Welcome to the WNBA, Awak.
Well, Awak-Kuir has no limits to her potential here in the WNBA as the Wings lead by 9.
Dallas Wings basketball is brought to you by Novatech, the Metroplex's managed IT and office technology experts. And by American Airlines, official airlines of the Dallas Wings. You are why we fly.
Before to LA's 45, Coach Willingham, can you share some of the keys to this fourth quarter for the Wings?
Right now, we're just going to have to keep our poise. This is a game of runs. They made their run. Now it's time for us just to settle down on defense, stick to our show defense, make sure that we're rebounding, and then we're patient on the offensive end and making good passes and make the extra pass and get good shots.
Your depth has really showed up for you in key moments tonight. As you head into this fourth quarter, everyone available, who are some of those key positions to help you close out defensively?
I think that's one of our strengths, our depth. I think we can call on a number of people to help us out in this quarter, but of course, Mariah and her pressure defense. Charlie showed up big for us. I think everybody has the potential to really show up for us. We're a team defense. We're not relying on one person. Our defense is predicated on everyone working together.
All right. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Well, for the second time this season, the Wings lead after 3.
Yeah, well, really what I'm trying to get at with that question is seeing who are those players in the game that Vicki Johnson and her staff are starting to really key in on to help them close out games. As we said, you've got to get to that space where this is our go-to scorer. These are our go-to stoppers. That's part of the role building and identity building of this team. But I do love how their team is being so focused on depth. It's going to pay off in the long run. This is a long season ahead.
Well, Nneka Gumake, we'll take a look at it again and grab the leg. I don't know if it was a cramp. Izzy just kind of got tied up with her, and she grabs the knee, but she's trying to walk it off. I mean, and I was kidding her before the game. I was asking her about her nose, that she got dinged in Chicago, and she took a big blow on that. And she goes, I'm just used to getting it. She goes, I always get those kind of injuries. She takes a beating.
Yeah, well, she dishes it out too now. I mean, she's a physical player. And like I said, one of the things about her, she initiates a lot of contact, which is wise.
Well, Zawi B lost it, got it back again, and scored.
The trend in this game for Dallas to open quarters is turning that ball over and allowing the defense of LA to get them a little rattled.
Foul's going to be on Taya Cooper. In case you're just joining us, Wings led by 10 at the end of the first half of play. Led 54-45 at the end of 3. Trying to get their second win of the year. They beat LA in the season opener as Izzy Harris comes in, and Awak-Kuir will go out. You might want to mention this is a Commissioner's Cup game, and talking to some of the coaches of LA, they said this is important, not just for the Commissioner's Cup, but if Dallas wins this game, they will win the series because there's only one more meeting between these two teams, and if they should be tied at the end of the regular season and there's playoff potential, this is the tiebreaker.
I think one of the challenges some of the coaches have talked about with this Commissioner Cup is they get it. They think it's exciting, but they also want to make sure, as we see Ty Harris gets the skip pass in the 3, they want to make sure players also don't forget this isn't now just about the Commissioner Cup. We're trying to get after a championship and get the best seeds that we can get.
3 straight games, double figures now for Ty Harris, but slipping on the inside, Nia Coffey. Coffey now with 3 in the ball game. lead stays at 8. Again, the Wings on an 11-day extended road trip after tonight. Here's Enrique. Draws the contact and the foul. That is what she does so well. Talk about the Commissioner Cup standings. Here they are in the West. Seattle playing great. Phoenix 2-1, beating Dallas. And the Aces playing tonight. Wings and Sparks in the bottom. But there's still a lot of basketball left to be played in this season.
A lot of basketball. And I mean, some of these players are also going to be playing basketball over the Olympic break because they're on their national teams. And that's going to be an interesting dynamic to this season, to see how teams come out of that break with such a long hiatus. Teams that are humming and rolling before the break, are they going to be able to sustain that coming out of the break? There's a lot of the unique dynamics to this 2021 season.
Well, Connecticut beat Las Vegas tonight, 74-67, as Liz Cambage got to meet her favorite coach again, Kurt Miller. Big win, though, for Connecticut. On the inside, no whistle and a foul's called.
Just a little bit more what Ty Harris is bringing, coming off the bench for the Dallas Wings. She's just efficient and productive with her time.
And here is Ty Harris at the line. Vicki Johnson told her at the beginning of the year, want you to be more aggressive. She said she's been in my ear to shoot the mid-range more. Well, Dallas Wings fans, visit DallasWings.com to see the latest news, rosters, game recaps, merchandise, and more. That's DallasWings.com. Ty Harris, 12 points tonight to go along with a couple of assists. Just about 2 minutes gone by here in the fourth. Lead back to double digits. Tolliver again with a 3. That is her third of the ball game.
I'm telling you, I swear over the years watching Christy Tolliver, the more contested, the more open they are to her.
Won a title, of course, with Washington. Last 9 years, she's averaged double figures. Count it.
Let's not forget about the title she also won with LA.
Right.
And with Maryland.
With Maryland.
In college.
I know. She didn't play last season. Decided to opt out. Had 11 points in that first meeting with these two teams. Zowie B, no. Tolliver's got 11 again tonight. This is the time of the game I think Dallas really needs to put the foot down. Izzy. Foul's going to be called on Coffey.
It's great little action there out of Izzy, just faking the dribble handoff with that player she's faking it to getting denied. That allows her to turn the corner tight.
Right.
And Izzy's got that ability, I think, in small spaces to twist, turn. We've talked about that Izzy Tizzy that she gets into. And really, she does a great job of getting herself to that free throw line.
Take a look at that last play once again.
So this is what I'm saying here. Because Mabry's hit some threes, she's getting played with such proximity, and faking that handoff allows her to be able to find a little seam and turn the corner.
Izzy Harrison 0 for 5 against Phoenix on Saturday. No points. First time since August 4th, 2020, she went scoreless. Last 2 games, she has struggled from the outside. Only 2 of 10 shooting. But today she's got 4 points in the contest and pushes the lead back to double digits. Cooper on Harris. Wings coaching staff and Vicki Johnson and company cannot believe that foul was called.
Well, Vicki Johnson was cheering her on defensively that whole possession as she's guarding, and she's reminding her in and out, because that's a Taya Cooper move, in and out. Don't fall for it.
Right.
There's too many hands in there towards the end for Roy.
And you had to go against that at TCU against when she played for Baylor.
Yeah, but luckily only 1 year.
Yeah, really. What a year, though. Inside Sykes, no. Cooper for three. The shot clock goes off. Another shot clock violation. And that'll be the 12th turnover tonight for Derek Fisher's squad. Overall series between these two teams, LA leads it, but here at home, the Wings have the advantage in the series. Trying to increase that one more tonight. Thornton backing down. Mabry, baseline. Right into the hands of Cooper. 13th turnover. Cooper to the hole. Count it.
Great finish by Cooper, just doing a really good job being aware constantly and keeping that defender on her heels. That ability to finish looks easy, but it's one of the skills that is really valued by these WNBA teams.
Kayla Thornton, baseline, gets her 15th point of the ball game. 5 straight games, double figures. Her career record is 6 straight. Tolliver. Kind of a no man's land. Fighting for the rebound. Mabry gets pushed out of the way by Izzy, who pulls it away. Vicki Johnson up yelling instructions to her team. Says she wants them to play freely.
And she's doing a great job of making sure spacing is available. With good spacing, you find those backside shooters like Ty Harris.
Ty, oh my! Harris was 16 in the ball game, and the lead is at 14.
Well, when there's good spacing on the floor, shooters love to see it. This little pick and pop right down the tunnel to Ty Harris on the three is how the Wings will take it into the break.
Second game in a row, Ty Harris has hit her career high. She has a career-high 3-pointers made and points. Reagan, she has been outstanding this evening.
Well, you got to believe consistency is so key for Ty Harris. She had that injury to her ankle last August in 2020, and that's kind of how she ended the season. But Ty Harris is back, and she's back strong and really stretching that defense for the Dallas Wings.
During the timeout, Nneka Ogwumike was being looked at by the trainer behind their bench. And I think she's still sitting there now as we have 5:16 to play. And they're going to take a look at her. But she is not in the lineup, still sitting on the trainer's table. Letitia Trammell, assistant coach, going over and trying to get an update. If we hear anything, we will pass it on to you.
Both Ogwumike's dealing with a little bit of knee issues, and Shanae not playing tonight. That was a game-time decision for LA.
From the outside, Coffey drops down the three.
We can see that LA, with Nneka out, has decided to go with more of a smaller lineup. They're a long lineup, but not with any kind of a true post player on the floor. They can spread the floor and get creative with some of these lineups.
Harris thought about it. Arike, yes for three. Arike, that's only her 3rd field goal made tonight. Holmes, no.
Mariah Jefferson smartly looking to advance the break. She's going to be poised, though. She understands time and score.
Arike, that's going to be an offensive foul. That'll be her 2nd personal foul this evening. Boy, Sykes really took it to the gut on that one.
Yeah, she did. This is what Sykes wants. She's going to go after this charge like somebody going after Defensive Player of the Year. She, again, had those 2 big key steals at the end of the game, which helped them seal out the 2nd victory in Chicago.
Derek Fisher pointing to Coffey. Come out and help a little bit. Sykes well off the mark. Or I should say Bria Holmes well off the mark on that shot.
Bria Holmes is having a hard time really connecting against Chicago. I believe she was 1 for 6, and tonight the woes continue.
Well, she was only 2 of 20 shooting coming into tonight, 0 for 5 from beyond the arc. That's going to be 3 seconds in the lane. And Kayla Thornton goes, not me.
I don't think I saw a 3-second call made all last season, and we've seen 2 in this game today.
3:35 to play. Wings by 14. Biggest lead has been 16. Holmes on the drive. Misses the layup. My goodness. You know you're struggling when you miss that shot.
Well, I think she might have been a little surprised it was that open.
Jefferson. Best offensive game of the year. Wings will have it with 7 to shoot.
Well, the block here was so good. It didn't just knock her socks off, it knocked her shoe off. You can see Mariah Jefferson have to quickly get that shoe placed back on. But you've got to take advantage of those seams. They opened up within the offense, and I think LA right now is really trying to protect that three-point line. Those are going to be finishes that Mariah Jefferson's going to continue to have to add to her game.
This is a big game for Dallas because of the play of Mariah Jefferson. We've been waiting for her to come alive. Ty Harris continues to add to her career high.
Nneka Ogwumike, we're hearing, is not going to be returning into this game. Wow. She took a pretty hard fall early in the fourth quarter and landed on her knee, and they're just not going to risk it.
Well, they've got it all wrapped up, that left knee, on the far side from where we are. We wish Nneka Ogwumike the best. Just a total class individual. Enrique pulled down by Coffey. Coach Fisher could not talk enough about Nia Coffey. Focus, discipline. And Sykes knocks down Enrique, and a little good sportsmanship. With that, we'll take a timeout. 2 minutes and 18 seconds. The Wings are away from their second win of 2021. Right after the game, the Wings go on an extended road trip starting. That'll be on Friday night at 9 p.m. They will take on Seattle to play the Storm. You can see that on Prime Video. They repeat that performance against the Storm on Sunday. That'll be 6 p.m. You can see that on League Pass. Then they head down to Phoenix on Wednesday, June 9th to take on the Mercury. That'll get underway at 9 o'clock, and you can see that on Valley Sports Southwest and CBS Sports Network. How about Kayla Thornton tonight, Coach?
Yeah, well, KT is doing KT things. She's cutting off the ball. She's finding finishes. She's getting herself to the free throw line. And we know that she can pass the ball, too, and get the ball to her scorers. But I love what you've noted about how she takes care of the ball.
Oh, she has been outstanding, not coughing it up. I mean, this season, she has only 4 turnovers the whole year. And don't forget, Kayla Thornton only played 10 minutes in that opening half because of foul trouble.
Yeah, and the amount of time that KT's involved with the ball when she's in there, to only have 4 turnovers so far in their season is really something special. That is rare air right there when you've got somebody with time of possession where she's got it that just has such ball security.
Enrique Ogunbowale, 43 straight games with double figures, a Wings record, and the longest active double-figure streak in the WNBA. She struggled shooting tonight, only 3 of 12, but now she's got 14 of the game, and the lead gets pushed to 18 again. Nneka Ogwumike will not return to the game because of that knee. Oh,
it counts.
Rhea Holmes.
It counts.
There's no style points in basketball.
And look, I'm just telling you, that hit the backboard so hard. We could hear it clearly all the way up here, not because of a microphone.
That's her first 3 of the ball game. They're going to call it travel. I thought it was more of a push. But for Rhea Holmes, her first 3-pointer made this season, they need to check the backboard. There may be a crack up there.
Minute and 45 seconds right now. We're seeing some opportunity out there for Chelsea Dungy. We see Taya Cooper draw the foul. And these are important minutes for any player. This is an opportunity, really, not to take for granted, to show defensively your efforts, show what you can do offensively. And remember, you belong.
Exactly.
I'm telling you, Chelsea Dungy was one of the best scorers in all of the NCAA over the last few years, and she could do it in a lot of ways.
Dana Evans set to check in the lineup for the first time. Christy Tolliver, she has been a major bright spot for Derek Fisher's squad. She's got 14 in the ball game, 4 of 5 from beyond the arc. I think what Vicki Johnson is going to be pleased with, you held LA so far to 38% shooting. Coming into the game, opponents were at 45. Awak Kawir looking for her first WNBA points. And she may get it from the free throw line. Now looking for her first field goal. She's already had 1 free throw made this year.
Well, again, Awak Kawir is going to be incredibly special. She's 19 years old. This is her first time here in the States playing the WNBA. She's been a pro for some time now. She's got experience playing in Italy with Izzy Harrison. I think that relationship's really special and is going to really help her confidence grow. One of the, again, the biggest differences for her probably she's experiencing is the strength and explosiveness of the game over here. And, you know, she just doesn't have it yet right now. I mean, she's going to continue to mature in a lot of ways in this game, and that strength is going to be one of them that'll need to happen.
Well, Ty Harris is going to go out. Marina Mabry is going to go out. Arike Ogunbowale will go out, and they get a nice round of applause.
Well, right now, I think what's kind of funny is there's a little conversation going on between Charlie Collier and Bella Allery and Awak is who's the 3? All 3 of us are in here.
Somebody's got to play it.
And I think all 3 of them wanted to raise their hand and said, I'll be the 3.
Exactly. Sykes on the drive gets fouled. Look at her walk. Now, she has dual citizenship with Egypt and Finland. So obviously she speaks 3 languages. Speaks great English, by the way. Very shy when you talk to her.
Well, you know, I just continue to preach that this is a player that Vicki Johnson and Greg Bidd are really excited about. And the challenge that they have right now is how do we get our number 2 pick, somebody we know who's going to be just fierce in this league? How do we get her some experience right now? And practice time is just so hard to come by.
Well, Vicki Johnson said, I never came off the bench when I played in the WNBA. They threw me into the fire, and I believe all rookies should be taken that way. Dana Evans in the lineup, has it taken away.
I'll say Vicki was in a different situation.
Right.
Though Vicki had been playing over in Europe and was a little bit more
seasoned. I don't want to say old.
When the league started, Vicki wasn't 19.
Yeah, exactly. And from another country. Awak. Learning that you really can't put the ball on the floor, top of the key when you're that big. Evans, no. Allery, shot clock at 1. That'll be a shot clock violation. But this is going to be a big win for the Dallas Wings. They open the season with a win over Los Angeles, and they close out this homestand with a win over Los Angeles. And Vicki Johnson may get a little sleep tonight.
She deserves some sleep tonight.
Yeah. I was kidding her the other day when we were talking, and I said, you know, every coach, starting with, I guess Doug Collins was the first guy that told me, you go to bed, you always keep a little pad of paper next to your nightstand. And she goes, yeah, I do. Because you wake up in the middle of the night going, oh, I got to remember to do this tomorrow. Maybe she'll get a little sleep tonight. Cooper on the scoop. Whistle and a foul, 6.8 left.
Listen, Charlie Collier, people are just trying to get done with this game, and I mean that like in an IQ development way. Don't need to foul. The game is sealed up. No need to foul. Don't stop the clock. Just soft challenge. Say nice layup. Move on.
Wings will put 5 players in double figures, led by Ty Harris, a career high 18 in the ball game. Kayla Thornton, another double-figure game with 15 and 7. Wings will out-rebound Los Angeles 41-24, and that was a concern for Derek Fisher coming into the game. But the Wings win it, 79-69, their first home win of the 2021 season.
Well, big one for Dallas as they've had probably their confidence shook a little bit in the last 4 games. And this wasn't against a down-in-the-dumps LA Sparks team. This was this LA Sparks team that was starting to find their rhythm. So great win, and I think they can take a lot from.
Now, the big story also was Ty Harris for the second game in a row. Ty Harris gets her career high, also hit a career high number of three-pointers with 4. And Ty Harris joins us right now. Ty, Ron Thulin along with Reagan Peebley, congratulations. 18 points tonight to go along with 3 assists. You also had a career high 4 three-pointers made. Now, Vicky's been in your ear to shoot it, am I right?
Yes.
Well, you
yes.
shot it tonight, girl. Good
Every
job.
day.
Good job. Talk about tonight and the job you did.
I mean, I got to give all the credit to my teammates and my coaching staff. They instill confidence in me every day in practice, every day in shoot around. They're always yelling at me to shoot the ball. She said if you get the nail shot 3, 7, 10 times, shoot it 10 times. And we're going to live and die by it.
Ty, Coach Johnson told us that early in the season with practices, she had to kind of get on you, say, you're a little too relaxed for me. But she loves you, and she loves what you bring to this Wings team with your depth and your scoring ability. Talk about the role that you have and the growth that you've seen out of your game so far.
Yeah, I just got to be comfortable with getting out of my comfort zone. I have to lead this team because I am a point guard. I'm a young point guard, but this is a young team. They believe in me and they trust. We have respect for each other, and that goes a long way. Coach Vicky instills defense into us, and every day we compete and practice. And we get tired of competing against each other, just beating each other up. So we're just happy that we finally get this win on our home court.
One final question, Ty. How big was this win for you after losing 4 in a row and you're about to hit the road?
It's super big. We have a 11-day road trip, so this is good just to get our momentum going and turning the page.
Ty, enjoyed watching you tonight. We know that's more to come from you. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Ty Harris, what a great night tonight, a career high in points with 18. Final thoughts.
Well, yeah, we talked about the importance of this game in this game and as in of itself. But as Dallas hits the road, as Ty talked about, they're going to play at Seattle. And another tough game that just they let slip away right at the end of the game. So good confidence builder for them moving forward.
It was, and they dominated the boards. They didn't turn the ball over a whole lot. Vicki Johnson said, you've got to start owning this. And I think they did tonight. Once again, the final score, 79-69, the Wings win it. Next telecast on Valley Sports Southwest Plus will be Sunday, June 13th at 5 p.m. as Dallas takes on the Las Vegas Aces. Once again, the final score, Wings 79, LA 69. For Reagan Peebley and our entire crew in Arlington, I'm Ron Thulin. Thanks so much for watching, and you have been watching Dallas Wings basketball.